With all these projects going on, we learn something every week. Hi, my name is Kimmy, and everything Kirk ever said was correct. Even little things.
So, like, we can unplug our toilet and turn it off?
Yeah. It's a fair amount of work. Look at that thing. Does anyone... What goes down in that thing? Does anyone want to regularly manage that?
And how much we don't like gross things.
So we're a little bougie and we didn't want to do that.
But I guess you do what you gotta do to get things done.
Gross, right?
I feel like Kirk needs to hear this, so I'm gonna go over by him. Hi, my name is Kimmy, and everything Kirk ever said was correct. He was right about everything. So for our entire marriage, I have not had a traditional 40-hour-a-week full-time job, and I've worked the whole time a lot, but not in the traditional way. And everything Kirk has said and asked of me, I have said, Kirk, don't you want to hear this? I have said pretty much to this day, I've said everything that he used to ever tell me about working a lot of hours and how tiring it is. It's hard and it's long. And you know what? I've only had one full-time job ever.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That's why I was so poor. Anyways, thank you, Kirk. You were right about everything. Do you have anything to say?
No. Nothing appropriate.
Get you a man who doesn't rub it in your face. All right, time to work.
The electrical for the toilet?
Yeah. So I have a 20 amp. It needs a 20 amp circuit. So I got a 20 amp GFI.
What's a GFI?
Just a ground fault interrupter circuit. So I'll probably...
We have to, like, do we have to plug in our toilet?
Yeah, it needs a dedicated circuit. So I'm gonna put
So, like,
this
we can
here.
unplug our toilet and turn it off?
Yeah, it's an appliance. But I need to decide which one I want to use. This flush mount is to go. I gotta drill a hole through the bottom or go through the panel, which I kind of don't want to do. And then I got this 12-tube cable that's rated for 20 amps, and the shielding on here because I'm gonna go through the floor down that way, and the storage area is underneath, and I'll route it on the top, but just in case stuff gets shoved in. And
Like poop? Stuff? You said stuff gets shoved in.
no, the storage area, like where we had the flooring,
Oh, like our actual storage, like,
where you put all the flooring in and
but you're
stuff.
talking about poop storage.
No. So there's underneath of this area is the storage. So I'm gonna wire the box in here, route it down through the floor, up underneath of here in the storage area, over here, and drill through this wall to get it to the panel over here. And then I'll have to come in the back side and unwire one of the 20 amp circuits and plug this into this 20 amp circuit right here.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It's a fair amount of work.
Yeah.
But before I do that, I have to test the circuit. There's only two 20 amp circuits. One of them says it's for AC, and then the other one says for second AC.
I'm sorry, the other one says what?
For second AC, but there's no second AC, so I have the generator plugged in, and when I fire it up, I need to toggle off those circuit breakers and see what actually turns off, because I don't know if it's mislabeled, because there's no second AC. I'm hoping it was provisioned for a second AC unit in the front, and maybe it just was an option. You could have one in the back and one in the front, but this one's just got a fan in the front. So I'm hoping that that 20 amp circuit is provisioned because it'll be perfect since it's not used. I can wire this circuit dedicated to the incinerator toilet, which is required for the toilet.
Okay, it sounds like you know what you're talking about.
We also have really good news. We bought an incinerator toilet to burn our poop because nobody wants to take out the poop water. Nobody meaning like...
Look at that thing. Does anyone... What goes down in that thing? Does anyone want to regularly manage that?
That's disgusting. We're a little bougie and we didn't want to do that. A little bougie because we didn't want to empty our poop water or our poop tank. So we bought an incinerator toilet which burns it to ash. And we bought it knowing that you could only flush it, like once you start incinerating, it takes 45 minutes to burn, and so no one could use the toilet for 45 minutes. But good news, Kirk read our incinerator toilet manual, and you can go to the bathroom while it's incinerating. We don't have to take turns going to the bathroom or going outside on the actual land to go to the bathroom. Gross, right? To be fair, I have worked 40 plus hours a week before. It was just because I had like 3 to 5 jobs.
Don't do this at home. Yeah, so each leg looks like it has the same amount of power. And now I've turned off one of the breakers that I want to use, and I'm going to walk around and test the appliances and make sure that everything still works, basically. I don't know what this thermostat was for. I don't know if it's for these dumb little fans or what, but this is the main one here. So I'm going to turn it on cool and make sure that our AC turns on. The AC is running. So that works. See if it starts blowing cold. Oh yeah, it's starting to blow cold now. So it's running. So that worked. Yeah. Alright, so that seems to work. Now I'm going to run around, check all the outlets, make sure nothing turned off. What it is. I'm pressing the test GFI to see if the as I'm grabbing this to pull it out, I'm hitting the button, and that's the test for the GFI, so it's working. It's tripping the GFI.
So it was user error.
It was a user learning how to use the tool properly. Grab it like that, not like that. So it works. If I hit this, it's going to trip that GFI. So it worked. If the current isn't going in the right direction, then it'll turn it off so it doesn't go through you. So this guy's wired to the bathroom GFI. Earlier it wasn't working, and that's why. A lot of people, if they lose power in their RV, it's because they overloaded one of the sockets, and to save money, they only put one GFI, and they, instead of every outlet or receptacle being a GFI, and you reset it right there at the thing, they'll wire all of these up and only have one protection circuit, basically, because these outlets are a lot cheaper than those outlets. So everything from this backwards is the GFI circuit that is in the bathroom. Everything this way forward is a GFI circuit wired there, and then I'm installing my own dedicated GFI on a 20 amp circuit for the incinerator toilet, which is what this project is doing. So this is a GFI, and it will have its own box and its own circuit and its own plug-in, and it will be routed over to that panel. It'll basically be the safest you can do it. It'll be on a dedicated GFI, on a properly sized wire gauge, on a dedicated circuit breaker. That's pretty much it.
I need to learn how to be a better camera woman because he works so fast. I'm chasing him around the RV trying to get him. He's too quick.
I'm pretty certain that the battery charging unit is not on that circuit, because I can see it's pigtailed in. But just to be certain, with the breaker off, I'm going to go test the amount of amperage flowing into the batteries. So before this, I tested, it draws about 150 milliamps just in a steady state, and when you turn it on to shore power or AC power, you get a negative current of about 2.5 amps. So it charges the batteries with 2.5 amps. So now that I have this breaker off, I'm just going to make sure that I'm still charging. I'm going to clamp this on the negative terminal and see how many amps are going through. So we're still drawing almost 2 amps. It's negative 1.8 amps. Yeah, so I'm gonna just make sure that the furnace turns on, so that I'm making the assumption that there was 2 ACs. It could be provisioned, one in the front, right here. Instead, this has a fan. I'm presuming there was an option to have AC here. I wonder...
I wish they would have taken that option.
I presume there could have been an option instead of this fan to have an AC unit here, but I hope that they didn't mislabel it or mark the second AC as being the furnace. So I'm going to test the furnace right now. I'll turn it up to 90 degrees and then turn the furnace on.
Yeah.
Alright, so I decided I'm going to punch a hole in the inside of the cabinet here, route the wiring out over that way and up that wall, and I will go down into the little basement area where these water protrusions go down. Fitz is over here painting.
Okay.
And I routed the electrical cable here in and then down there, and it basically goes underneath it here, and then it comes through this wall, and this is it coming out here. And now I'm gonna secure it through the panel, and I'm gonna tie it into breaker right here. Moment of truth, I wired it up, and now it's time to start flipping the breakers, see if anything blows up. And I'm about to check the voltage and test the GFI. It was hard to hold the camera, but I got 120 volts. I got proper wiring and confirmation from here, and the GFI trip works. So I shut it down for right now because I haven't grounded the box. I just have the GFI grounded, but I need to ground to the box and then mount it up here somewhere and then wait for the toilet.
I'm just gonna do a quick run to the store because I honestly don't know the last time we went grocery shopping. So it is time to get some food, at least for tonight, because we are hungry. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And join us on Patreon. Alright, I'm out here picking up a trailer. Just got it hooked up for the solar generator array.